after seeing what I did now, I mean, in hindsight, you know, the most important thing is, regardless of what you're doing at work, you know, your kids come first, and that's what I should have really done at the time. But you live and you learn.
I always found it quite hard to know how my dad was feeling through not expressing it to me and just talking about it. But these days, through the years of going on, I've grown up a bit. We can talk a lot more these days. He's really put in an effort to actually sit down, and I can tell when he does say these days, I love you, that he does find that really hard. But when I have kids, this has taught me how important it is for me to make sure I say to my kids how much I love them, how good I think they are. You know, winning's not the most important thing, you know. Always love them, no matter what they do.
What I learned about fathering from my own dad was what not to do, because my own dad wasn't around most of the time when I was growing up, and I didn't actually have a relationship with him until about 10 years before he died. And I think I learned more about fathering from my wife than I did from my own dad.
In hindsight, I don't think I was very good at telling them that I loved them. There weren't enough times, like if I could do it again, I would tell them every day. So I know I didn't tell them enough. But I think, to me, it was just being with them and spending time with them.
The love is unconditional, and you know, if things become awkward, they may not see you as the first port of call. It may be chatting with a friend, or maybe say something at school, talking to a teacher about it, but you're there.
You can easily say to a child, you know, I love you and you're special, but I think they've got to be told. They've got to be told with a hug, a genuine hug, and so that person in this relationship is me. I'm quite unashamed. I hug them all the time.
The first time I told my daughter that I loved her was on her wedding day, and I remember when she told me, she just burst into tears. Like it was like she'd been waiting for all those years for me to actually tell her.
On my wedding day, when he did tell me he loved me, finally, because it only took 25 years to do, it made me realise that he had noticed that I was this living being in his life, that I did mean something to him.
So we both really had a good cry, and I think since that day it's just been something that I've actually almost broken the ice, which sounds a bit funny, but...
Yeah, very, very emotional. Very emotional. Yeah, I'm very teary-eyed. Yeah, it was a very emotional moment, as now thinking back at that time. Makes me teary now, just thinking about, yeah, when he told me. Yeah.
It's a lot easier now that I've actually done it, which obviously I've taken a lot too long to tell them, but now it's happened. It's one of the best things, yeah.